Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jason T-Bone Gray. I'm sitting here with Freddie Small. We've got an upcoming event coming up this Saturday, March 30th in Kinston, North Carolina called the Shane Alex Small Rumble to Remember. Freddie, I want to ask you a couple of questions I've got written down here about the big event coming up this Saturday. First off, what is the Shane Alex Small Rumble to Remember about?
The Shane Alex Small Rumble to Remember is about the memory of Shane and celebrating the one thing that he really loved in life, and that was wrestling. He was a wrestling fan from day one. And it's also about raising money for a family or, a charity of some sort. Every year I always have a hard time finding that special charity. And so, it's really about celebrating the life of Shane and then raising as much money as we can to help a family in need or to help a charity.
And that brings me up to my next question. How do you pick a charity or family to receive funds for this show?
This is a tough one here. I'm constantly being asked by several people, hey, what charity are you doing next year for the Shane Show? And I give this answer. It's whatever is laid on my heart. This year I was having a real hard time. I thought about foster homes and stuff like that. And then one day out of the blue, I get some information about a family that had suffered a death. And on the same day, they found out that their 13-year-old son had cancer. And it just hit me like a sack of bricks, and it was laid on me to say, hey, you know what? I don't have to look for charity no more, and that's when I decided, you know what? We're going to do the event this year for 13-year-old Anthony Bryant and raise as much money as we can to help him and his family out.
Definitely a good cause. Who helps fund these shows?
Oh, wow. There's a bunch of different people that help. Biscuits Fire Protection of Wilson, they've been a Shane Show sponsor from day one. The Blue Water of Wilson. Murray's Restaurant and in LaGrange. The Hasty Mart on Highway 70. I'm at Little Baltimore. Oh, God, I know I'm forgetting people. And the fans, definitely, without them, there would be no money to be raised to give to anybody. And probably most importantly, all the wrestlers. I've got guys that come from Virginia and Tennessee and Georgia and just all over, hey, man, when is the next Shane Show? How, I want to be a part of it. So it's a collaborated effort between everybody.
All right. How hard is it, in your opinion, for wrestling companies to find someone to do fundraisers?
It's really not. I've been involved in wrestling, since I was a kid. I grew up every Saturday morning, watching wrestling and stuff. But as I got older, I realized that wrestlers actually are very loving and caring people. They care about the community. You could call any wrestling company and they would help with your fundraiser. I know that Extreme Shock Wrestling, every year they have, said, hey, we will take care of the Shane Show. You just find us a building and we'll put on a spectacular show. And so far, they have not failed one time. And I know another company, Impact Championship Wrestling, Heido Wilson, they will help you no problem. Shockwave Wrestling Entertainment, they will help no problem. Coastal Real Extreme Wrestling. I'm 100%. Well, I'm 90% sure, that they would help. I know they've done, a couple of charity shows in Kinston also. So really, it's just about getting on the internet and searching for companies. I know all of these places have a Facebook. I don't know all of them right off the top of my head. I know ICW, they have a web page. It's www.icwnc.com. Crew also has one. It's www.crewwrestling.com, and that's CREWRESTLING.com. I'm not sure what Shockwaves is. I think it's feeltheshock.com. But yeah, all you got to do is just get up there and search. Google's a great place to find stuff. So,
All right. What separates the Shane Alex Small Rumble to Remember from any other wrestling company?
In my opinion, I think it's that all the guys go that extra step, to make that match a little more. They put their whole heart and soul into it, and I think it's just a little extra oomph from everybody. They, instead of doing 100%, they do 110%. So, and that's my opinion. I may be completely wrong, but in my opinion, I feel like that at the Shane Show, they definitely do a lot more.
All right. How often is the Shane Show, and how many Shane shows have you done so far?
The Shane Show happens every year in March. We picked March because that was the month that Shane died, and we picked the last Saturday of March because that's the Saturday that he died. It helps the family and all the wrestlers that knew him, cope just a little bit more. And we've had this will be the 5th annual. We had a show right after he died, so we started that one as the first. As far as the actual rumbles, we have only had 3 rumbles, and this will make the 4th. But it's just, it's one of those shows that I wish we could do it more, but with times the way they are, I believe one time a year is enough.
Okay, and I'm going to throw 3 questions in one basically right here. What are some of the wrestlers that are scheduled to be at the show? Do you know who these wrestlers will be facing that night? And what is your main event for the Shane Show?
Wow. What are some of the wrestlers? Well, you'll have the regulars that have been there for years. Dwayne Allen, the Assassin, R.J. Morgan, William Alexander Huckabee, Hot Shot Sean Adams, Kendall the Kid Williams, Vic Biggs, Kiri Gishin, Austin Shadows. The list just goes on and on. Just in Chaos, we got some new guys coming in. As a matter of fact, I think you've even signed on for this year.
Yes, I did.
Wow, we'll have a new guy named C Block, C Swizzle, the Bad Seed Eric Ellis. Oh man, I'm forgetting a bunch of guys. Scotty Matthews will be there. Bobby Wolford will be there. There's a ton of guys that will be there. A lot of top indie stars. It's definitely a star-studded group of guys.
Yes, it is. It's going to be an outstanding event.
And as far as do I know who will be wrestling who that night, not exactly sure, but I think man, I don't know really. I've been hearing rumors, but I just rather not say right now.
All right, I totally understand that. Our last but not least question is: is there anything you would like to tell the fans to know that plan on attending this show?
Yeah. When you come to the Shane Show, come at 100%. Come wide open. Bring your signs. If you're familiar with your wrestler, that is there. If you want to cheer him, cheer him. If you want to boo him, boo him. Uh, it's a cash only thing. So if you come to the front, and you get your ticket or whatever, I remember it's cash only. I get asked every year, hey, do y'all have a credit card machine, stuff like that? No, sorry, we don't have a credit card machine. And we're there to celebrate the life of Shane. So let's do it like he done and just live wide open, even if it is for 2.5 to 3 hours.
All right, and I can't wait to look forward to this event this Saturday, Freddie. And like you said earlier, I signed a contract for that night to be there. I'm going to be there, and you got a big list I've seen so far of the talent that's going to be there. It's going to be a great night of professional wrestling. It's for a great cause. If you're in the area, if you ain't got nothing going on, tell your friends, your family, and get out there, Kinston, North Carolina. You got the address for me, Freddie?
Yeah, it's 2001 Dobbs Farm Road, Kinston, North Carolina, 28504. I believe it's 04. It might be 01. And it's National Guard Armory. You can't miss it at all. And I actually want to say something else. I'm referring back to a question earlier about how hard it is to get wrestlers, how to do a fundraiser or something like that. I know Wednesday, I've been seeing it on Facebook that several people will be doing an anti-bullying campaign at a church, and a wrestler will do anything they can to help a community out. So if you're ever interested, please make sure that you support your local indie wrestling promotion. They're all over the place, and it's a good, clean family fun.
That's right. And what you said, it'll be this Wednesday. Today is Monday. It'll be this Wednesday, March 27th, and Princeton, North Carolina, 7 p.m. at the Cornerstone Gospel Church. Irvin Peacock will be there. James Pond, a referee for ICW and a couple other companies. Kira Gishin, Austin Shadows, and I believe that's it. I don't want to leave nobody out, but I think that's just a small handful, but they will be out there speaking for Anti-Bullying Seminar. A lot of times wrestling gets a bad reputation, but when you see us do things like that, it kind of makes you want to change your mind, because we are not what a lot of people say we are. We're nice, easygoing, cool people, and like I said, what we're going to be doing is donating our time this Saturday to wrestle for a great cause and a great event. And Wednesday night we're going to be doing the same thing. So
yeah. And one more thing, we do this in memory of Shane, and a lot of times we forget, that life isn't as bad as we think it is. So whenever you are down and out, just think of how much worse it could be, and that will definitely, open your eyes up a lot. I've had time to do a lot of soul searching. I was mad at the world when I found out, that he had passed, but over time you go, well, it could be a lot worse, so just take life one day at a time, and always remember that no matter what, life goes on.
that's right. We hate to cut it short, but we are out of time. Freddie, I want to thank you for your time and coming down here to the ICW headquarters for us to get this done and get the word out for this great event this weekend, this Saturday, March 30th in Kinston, North Carolina. If you got a Facebook page, Freddie, anything like that you want to plug up here?
Yeah, the Shane Alex Small Rumble to Remember Facebook page. It's real easy to find. You can type in Shane Alex Small Rumble 2 Remember, and that's the number 2, not TWO. Or you can just, you can type in Shane Alex Small R2R, that'll carry you straight to the, page. And how we do have a little insight on what's going on sometimes. We pull stuff from, different web pages and stuff and put up there, something that may be involved with the show or whatever, so you're not completely in the dark whenever you come to the show. So, and remember, that's Shane Alex Small Rumble to Remember.
All right, and you can also find T-Bone on Facebook. Just type in the search bar ICW T-Bone and like it up, and you can find up all the upcoming news and scheduled appearances and all that good stuff on Facebook. And Freddie, it was a pleasure having you here, and
yes, thank you very much.
I hope we can have another one very soon, and I can't wait for this Saturday. And hope everybody that listened and saw this YouTube video will be there. Come out and support indie wrestling. It's bigger and stronger than it's ever been, and come support a great cause. And we'll talk to you later. This is the one and only T-Bones with Freddie Small.